Let's start with this. Everything I'm going to talk about in this video do not depict Kazakhstan people in any form of way possible. These are just my view based on the experience I have had in this country. And also, this video is meant to be fun. So please find it funny. And if you're here for the first time, I am Abraham Salako, an educator and designer currently living in Kazakhstan. I have been living here for the past 5 years, and this channel is strictly about education, helping people learn better, find better ways to learn a language, and also sharing my stories of living in Kazakhstan. So without further ado, let's get the party started. Of course, I am going to start with food. And my number one culture shock here in Kazakhstan is that fish is relatively more expensive. Let me start with this. I have a lot to say about food in Kazakhstan, but one thing that is extremely noticeable is the fact that fish is relatively more expensive than it should be. If you compare it with chicken, it's actually more expensive when you're talking about the unit price compared to chicken. And also if you compare it to meat, also on the high side. And you should take note of something. I said chicken and meat. I'm coming back to that. So my first year of shopping in Kazakhstan was actually an interesting one. I am this kind of person that when I shop, I do not check for prices. I look for what I want and I just pick it out. That's just me. So when I was shopping, I picked some fish and also some interesting salmon, the ones on the bigger side, picked them out. And to my surprise, when I was checking out, I am happy I had enough in my bank account to pay for it. It would have been super embarrassing. Yes, but when I got home, I looked at my fish, I was like, wait, how come a slice of salmon was extremely expensive? But I think I have an explanation for that. One explanation I can fathom from here is that Kazakhstan is a landlocked country. By landlocked, I mean a country that is surrounded by other countries, which means Kazakhstan is bordered by other countries, which means Kazakhstan does not have a direct contact with a large body of water. So this way, it kind of limits the trading options, and also in terms of aquatic things, it kind of puts a limit on what they can do, which in this situation makes fish or anything aquatic expensive. If you're a fan of caviars, you better have a large pocket. Number two, chicken isn't considered meat. When I got to Kazakhstan at first, I kind of noticed something distinct about my meat vendors when I asked them to sell me chicken meat, and they weren't enthusiastic to give me meat. And I was always thinking, maybe it's my foreigner swag. I was thinking probably it was my foreigner swag. Maybe they didn't like me. But thinking about it again, just the meat vendors, other vendors were usually happy to see me. So what's up with meat people? Did they expect me to be vegetarian? Maybe yes. Maybe I should have been one. Shout out to all vegetarians out there and vegans. But no, I am not. But something happened. There was a day I went shopping again, and this woman, I was pointing at, chicken. I said, miasa. Chicken is miasa. And she didn't respond. And she said, no. And near miasa itakuritsu. Like, it's not meat, it's chicken. And I was like, it's meat. And she said, no, it's not. It's meat. No, it's not. It's meat. No, it's not. That's not how it went. I don't think that's how it went. I think it went like, it's meat. No, it's not. I think it's meat. I think you're stupid. No, that might be in her mind, Zdez, she said, Zdez near miasa. So she pointed at beef, which is korova, beef. She said, it was like a biology education. Like beef, that's called meat, but chicken, not meat. And that's what I found out. So one reason behind this, that I think might be behind this, is the fact that Well, chicken might be considered white meat, which means white meat might not be considered meat. That's just it. But here, don't call chicken meat. Chicken is chicken. Meat is meat. Still talking about food, and my point 3, horses are not exotic animals in Kazakhstan. Apart from the early days of transportation, I will tell you that Kazakhs eat horses. And I do too. I'm sorry, Nigerians. Reaction to accident. I am Nigerian by blood, and I will say this might be painting my country in a bad light, but I hope it changes. Most Nigerians do not have insurance. So when accidents happen, there is bound to be drama. So when accidents happen, most Nigerians, you see them coming out ready to fight, ready to get mad, because they want payment for damages right in that moment. So what happens is that when something accident happen, you see somebody coming out, do you know who I am? You have to set this up. You've just bashed my newly bought car. No. And drama erupts, violence erupts. And that's what I lived for back then. I was always happy. Oh, they're gonna fight. But coming to Kazakhstan, I have had the displeasure, I would call it opportunity. I have had the displeasure of experiencing some smooth accidents, and I saw people just roll out of their cars, check the damage done, walk to the other driver, have a beautiful handshake, talk about family in some situations. Как дела? Хорошо. What are we going to do this? Exchange details like numbers. Then they leave it to their insurance companies to deal with it. In some acrimonious situations, maybe you expect them to fight, maybe it's a huge damage and it has caused maybe the car to be immobile, rendered immovable. They invite the police. And when the police come, they sort it out. They have a discussion, sort out who is right, who is wrong. I don't know what they do because I usually don't go there I just watch from afar. But my first experience, I was like, oh, it's about to go down. Then nothing, trust me, nothing went down. I was disappointed. But that's the culture shock. I am ashamed of myself. Number 5, the greeting culture is different here in Kazakhstan. How do I explain it? I am from Nigeria and I am a Yoruba man. In my tribe, a man prostrates to greet. We have super cultured people. Then the woman kneels down to greet elders. But let's not talk about elder. Let's talk about the informal, casual way of greeting. Back in Nigeria, a lot of people have found this European and modern way of greeting as hugs. You know, be it side hugs, full hugs. They throw the hugs, and without knowing it, I was kind of used to it. Then coming to Kazakhstan, it's kind of awkward greeting somebody and throwing out hugs, especially to the opposite gender. Don't do that. Except you've had a better relationship. What I basically do here is that I give high fives. Mostly my students, I do not hug students, both male and female. High five for female, knuckles for male students. Female, high five. And even if they don't want, some don't even want to touch, you've got to respect that. Except they initiate it. Don't be the hugging type and always there. So it's kind of like a culture shock to me that hugs are deeper than just casual, if you understand what I'm talking about. Point number 6, interesting tipping culture. I shouldn't even use Nigeria right now. I want to talk about the whole of Europe. The tipping culture. Back when I was in Nigeria, I would always take cash to give waiters and waitresses when maybe anytime I was done with eating, just to appreciate them. Well done, put cash on the table and something. Coming to Kazakhstan, I would take cash intentionally just to put on the table. There was a time I, by mistake, or let me say I just couldn't get cash, and I felt bad, and I requested for, I think I was with my wife, and I requested for his account number just to appreciate him and say, okay, just give me your account number. And he said no. By no, you mean no? Then he explained that actually there's something we call service charge, which is usually included in on the bill. So when you buy something, you pay 10% of whatever you purchase, and this is not even about your tax. Some restaurants give their waiters this service charge, while some they just share it within the organization or something. So you telling me that all the cash, wait, everything I have done for the past, I would have been a multi-millionaire. No. So you don't take tips in Kazakhstan? That's weird. But I understand. And I would like that to continue, please. I so much would like that to continue, please. Please. Wow. Okay. And that's the experience. Number 7, convenience is top notch. By convenience, I mean grocery shopping is convenient here. But I don't know if it's the structure, both in Nigeria, even some places in Europe, where when you go out, you have to list out the things you need to buy before coming back in, because once you are in your residential area, it might be difficult to acquire these things. Every block has its own, I don't want to call it supermarket, but mini market. Every block. Even my block has 2. Walking through a street, you will see many markets of things you just want to buy. It's super convenient, and they're just there. And the competitive, well, I have not dived into the business aspect, but it's super cool to see. It's extremely good to see. My number 8 culture shock is women driving public transport. I don't want to call it a total shock, but I was in awe of it. I really liked it. Back in Pavlodar, I saw a lot of women. I think all of the tram drivers in Kazakhstan are women. Every time I see tram drivers, they are women. And I love that. I love that. In a way, just cool to see. And that's my shock. My number 9 point is that transportation is a bit different here. Compared to Nigeria, we pay based on the distance. So if I am boarding a bus and a friend of mine is boarding the same bus, if I am going to maybe distance A, which is maybe a 5-minute drive, let's say I pay $1. My friend going to distance B, which is a 10-minute drive, pays $2. Or $1 just pays more. In Kazakhstan, that is different. Once you board a bus, you pay a certain amount, and until you alight from the bus, that's the only payment you get to make. So which means I pay the same amount as the person going as far as the bus can go. And to my last point of the day, the work hard, play hard culture here in Kazakhstan is shocking. What do I mean by that? The Nigerian private education system made our summer breaks terrible. Again, let me explain. Back when I was in school, one thing we always looked forward to in summer wasn't vacations, it was summer school. Now, they made it look cool and they made it look compulsory that even as a student and your parents decided to let you travel for summer, it kind of looks like you're missing out on school. And in the proper sense, you're kind of missing out, because once you get to the senior level in school, teachers don't usually, once teachers cover a topic during summer school, they don't usually go back to that topic. What they did back then was they refer you to students that were present. Where were you when others were here studying? You went out gallivanting, vacating. Is that what you supposed to be doing? And sincerely, even as students back then, we were always like, wait, my friend is not here for summer break. Oh, he's gonna be in trouble. He's playing during summer. But coming to Kazakhstan changed that. As a designer, I have had people I did business with just disappear around June, July, and they say they were on vacation. And even as an English speaker, I did not understand the word vacation. I was like, wait, hold up. You telling me that you just stop work for 2 months or 3 and you're not going to die? Where I'm from, we work every month and you take 2 weeks break and you're grateful. And that's what we call hard work. You've got to work hard as rock. Okay, I am getting infuriated right now. So this ends my video. I have had fun recording this video. I would like to know what you think about this culture shock. You must comment. If you've made it up to this moment, comment back down there and tell me what you think. I promise you more videos like this. So see you later. Goodbye.